And a very warm welcome to the Danish capital, Copenhagen, for Leicester's second away journey in their maiden Champions League campaign. And so far, the debutants have breezed through their opening 3 games, taking maximum points without conceding a goal. So match day 4 brings us to Copenhagen. And while we have the blue skies and sunshine of Belgium, it is much, much colder. The shirts and shorts of Bruges replaced by the hats and gloves here in Copenhagen. But a terrific chance for Leicester to secure qualification in the knockout phase of the Champions League with victory against Copenhagen tonight.
Before they went on air, I spoke to BBC Radio Derby's Chris Coles and the guest equal to Ryan Conway of The Athletic. I asked what the atmosphere was like around the club.
It's one of anger, I think, Colin. Firstly, disbelief about what had happened, and then gradually, as the story progressed and more details emerged, the fans have taken on a stance of just being ashamed of what's happened. These are players they've idolised, players they've supported through thick and thin, and then this happens. Fans, I think, are just at the moment very, very angry. It's very difficult to know what to expect, absolutely, because fans will still be turning up to support their team. There's still a job to be done against a decent Birmingham City side, but there will still be this undercurrent of dissatisfaction with what has happened. They need to pick up wins first, because this is the sort of situation that can just spiral out of control, and before you know it, Derby County are involved in a relegation battle, which for a club of this size, a club of this stature, is unthinkable.
Chris, Ryan, thank you very much indeed.
Well, on the pitch, the Rams are still looking for their first home win of the season. They face Cardiff tonight. Chris Coles is BBC Radio Derby sports presenter. Well, Chris, they're back after the international break and 2 successive defeats before that. What can we expect?
Hopefully, Angela, an improved performance from their last outing, that 3-0 defeat to Brentford. They conceded all 3 goals before half-time, and as we know, before that, the 3-0 defeat to Nottingham Forest. The fans are desperate to see a home win here under Philip Cocu. He's yet to experience victory here at Pride Park, and you don't want that to continue for too long. So the fans will demand an improved performance, and I think we'll see one.
The manager's trying to play down the pressure for that first home win, but there's a lot of expectation at that stadium, isn't there?
Always the case here at Derby County, playoff finalists last year. They did lose 3 of their best players, of course, so it will take a little bit of time. We know that, yes, Philip Cocu has a brief of breeding youngsters, and yes, he has a brief, a 4-year contract, of course, of getting this club to be in a position where they don't have to rely on spending lots of money for star players, but you have to do that with positive results. And if you don't get those positive results, fans start getting restless. Board members start getting a little bit agitated as well. So Philip Cocu could really do with hitting the ground running after this international break.
Well, thanks for that, Chris. We shall see.
BBC Derby's Chris Coles joins us now. Hi, Chris.
Hi, Caroline. Good evening.
If Harry says it's happening, right?
Right. I think we may as well pack up and go home. It's going to happen, isn't it? If Harry says so, then forget it.
What have you heard?
Well, we're all waiting, I think, and Mel Morris is waiting and has kind of given Chelsea the hurry-up as well. He's braced for an approach, but from Derby's perspective, they want it done quickly, because the longer it drags on, then the less time they have to find the replacement, and we know pre-season is only a couple of weeks away, and Derby don't really want to be dealing with any of that like they did last season. So Mel Morris today has said, listen, we've made it very clear to Frank we want him to stay, and we have shown our commitment to Frank by offering him a new deal. If Chelsea want to hire Frank, then it is in their gift to make an offer in pursuit of that. In the meantime, we'll continue to put our best foot forward to continue with our plans for the coming season and work with Frank for him to know how much he's wanted by everyone associated with the club. So it's very much, if you're going to do it, can you just get on with it and do it, please, so we can have time to sort out a replacement.
More on the Rooney debut now with Chris Coles, who reports on County for BBC Radio Derby. Chris, good morning to you.
Good morning, Gary.
A record England international goal scorer. What impact did he make in the Championship last night?
He looked very assured. He captained Derby County, which was a little bit of a surprise, but he was given the captain's armband. But he looked very assured. His one-touch passing was excellent. At times, the game maybe did pass him by, but he showed glimpses of the quality that has given him iconic status in the game.
Forsyth, that's a risky pass. Holmes wasn't looking. Bannon intercepts. Fletcher on the edge. Fletcher's first-time shot, goal. Sheffield Wednesday lead. And Derby County have gift-wrapped an early Christmas present to the Owls, given away so sloppily in midfield. A simple ball from Bannon to Fletcher, who strokes it into the bottom corner to make it Derby 0, Sheffield Wednesday 1.